I actually wrote us a poem to start off this episode. I
Hit me
hope
with it.
Queer Duck, he's intellectual. Queer Duck, he's homosexual. Please don't think that he's perverse. He's the patient's favorite male nurse. He's okay. He's just fey, 'cause he's openly gay. He's a truly queer duck. Queer duck. What'd you think of my poem?
Is the mic picking up my snaps?
I did
Uh,
not hear any snaps.
okay. Well, I did in spirit. How about now?
Okay. I still don't hear the snaps, but I feel them in my soul.
I guess it's filtering
Yeah.
them out as room tone. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to Televised, the TV movie story. And we're in the middle of the month where I picked all the movies. And so after last
Yeah,
week,
yeah. You don't get to sound so down about this one. This is your fault, motherfucker.
this I wasn't even trying to sound down. I was just talking. Like I was just doing my host voice. Uh,
Uh,
but yeah, so this is the month where I picked all the movies, and after last week where I picked one of my favorite movies that we had on our list, I decided to pick something, one, that I'd never seen before, and two, that I thought was going to be bad. And so I picked for us Queer Duck the movie. And yep, that's it.
you
End of
know what?
episode.
You know what? We talked about this a little bit in DMs before this. I didn't hate it.
And I also want to say, while Gordon, you just watched the movie, correct?
Yes. Did you
I
watch the web series?
I watched the entire web series as well
The
as the movie,
entire thing.
which wasn't hard because it is just 23-minute episodes. So like an hour total, essentially, and half of that is just the opening theme song, which I skipped every single time because I heard it once in during the movie and did not need to watch it again.
Question for you.
Question and answer for you.
Better?
The show is worse. The movie is
Oh,
better.
oh, so it is. I mean, I guess that makes like the animation is 6 years older or 6 years
Oh
newer.
no, the animation's
Like,
just as ugly.
oh, just okay. Okay, so it's not even worse than it is in the movie. Okay.
And
Uh,
and even there's a few scenes that are just ripped directly from the show. Like
that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't
like
surprise me at all.
like at the end there's the like it's a small world parody. That's from the TV show. There's a scene where they go to Fairyland, and so there's a bunch of different Disneyland parodies. And there's also you remember when Queer Duck goes to the Tony Awards,
How
and
could I forget?
there's Joan Rivers and Bjork. That's entirely from the TV show. However, it's completely redubbed. Like there's a different jokes and stuff. Although it's like there's a joke where Bjork is wearing a dead person, but instead of Coco Chanel as it is in the movie, it's Betty Davis in the series.
Fascinating.
Don't
Uh,
know why they changed that, but they
I guess
did.
it's a better joke. I don't know.
Not really, but
Not at the very least, who are you wearing Coco Chanel makes more sense as a joke than who are you wearing Betty Davis.
I'm wearing the late Betty Davis is what she
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Well,
But yeah.
I guess because she wore a swan, and so in this case, instead of it being a dead bird, it's a dead human being.
Well, I
Um,
guess in a way
even
it is a
though,
bird.
yeah, even though this is a franchise in which humans and humanoid animals do coexist. Like it's not like oh, what's an example of a cartoon where everyone is animals and like when they bring in real world celebrities, they're just animalized. Like Arthur.
Arthur, yeah.
It's not like that. Like Bjork is a human Bjork in
Like
this.
this is BoJack Horseman, essentially.
Yes, yes. It's Queer Duck the movie, everybody.
It is.
Uh,
Do you want to do the rundown of the
yeah,
cast and
that's where I
stuff?
was getting to. Written by Mike Rice. It seemed to be like all of the same people who made the web series as well.
Yeah,
Like they didn't like
exact same
bring in new,
cast.
yeah. Directed by Zeth Feinberg, based on the web series Queer Duck from Icebox.com, which also aired on Showtime, following up The American Queer as Folk. Stars Jim J. Bullock, Jackie Hoffman, Kevin Michael Richardson, Billy West. Big surprise, an animated movie that has Kevin Michael Richardson and Billy West. Who would have thought? Maurice
And Mark
LaMarche.
Hamill.
Yeah, Maurice LaMarche, Mark Hamill, Jeff Bennett, Tim Curry, Conan O'Brien, David Duchovny, Estelle Harris, Mark Hamill, Andy Dick, Bruce Valanche, bunch of other people, uh, to varying degrees of you've heard of them or not.
Mhm.
Uh, it premiered actually not on TV. It premiered June 4th, 2006 at the New York Lesbian and Gay Film Festival. And then on the gay channel Logo, it broadcast on July 16th, 2006. I couldn't find any information as to what time it broadcast, so I don't have the what else aired opposite it. But it did go direct to DVD 2 days later.
Love
And then
that.
a few months later, it played on Teletoon at night on September 16th. So I got another TV broadcast later in that same year.
Two whole TV broadcasts. Wow.
There you go.
This is queer history, everybody.
It is. I watched this movie on my TV
Yeah,
because
you rented the DVD.
I rented the DVD because on Monday nights I do movie nights with friends. One of them volunteers at a video store, and last night we were there, and just on a whim I was like, you know what? I wonder if Queer Duck the movie is here, and lo and behold, it was. I was the fourth person ever at that store to rent this movie, the first since 2007. One of the guys who rented it was named Michael Butts. I just thought that was kind of funny. Uh, Sounds like a character from Queer Duck the movie. That's about as no disrespect to the real Michael Butts out there. Surely a listener.
Surely
But
a list.
of course. But no, that's about the level of some of these character names here.
Yeah, like I wrote down the ones that came up in the show and also the ones that came up in the movie, which is mostly ones from the show. And I can't decide if my favorite slash least favorite is HIV possum or KY jellyfish.
Those are both pretty bad, but like this is almost again, I didn't hate this. There were genuinely a good handful of jokes that I laughed at unironically, just like, oh hey, that's pretty funny because Mike Rice, Reese Rice, I don't know how his name is pronounced, but
I think it's Mike Rice.
okay, but he was one of the executive producers and like head writers for the first four seasons of The Simpsons. So like there's a good handful of jokes in here that feel like classic Simpsons jokes that he just like or classic Simpsons joke rejects that didn't make it on The Simpsons when he was writing for it, and he just had them around to use them in something else, and so he uses them here. And there's some good jokes in here, but there's a lot of bad ones as well.
Mhm. But and I just want to clarify something. I'm pretty sure Mike Rice was a showrunner on The Simpsons for like seasons like 10 through 12 or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
they did come back. Him
Him
Al Jean.
And Al Jean was there for a long time. Like he
Yeah,
was there all like through like the season 20s and stuff like that.
yeah,
But Mike Rice, I think, was there for like the four really bad seasons of The Simpsons, which
yeah.
this is kind of what this feels like. It feels like one of those really bad episodes of The Simpsons where it's like very Hollywood. Like it, for those of you out there who are like a Simpsons fans, it feels very much like the episode where Homer like becomes friends with Alec Baldwin and Ron Howard and stuff. Like it's not good, but it has good jokes at times. It's
It's got its Family Guy cutaways. It's got its it's sort of pulling from a lot of the animated sitcoms of the time. It's
Mhm.
pulling some South Park stuff. It's pulling some I mean some Futurama cast members. No, it's got I am of two minds about this movie because one, this was pitched to me as being terrible, and I come away from it being like, well, that was bad, but I had a good time with it sometimes.
Mhm.
Uh, so like this is not the worst movie in my opinion that we've covered. Maybe not even bottom five. I don't know. We've done some real terrible ones.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
even rank this, I realized.
but most of my notes that I wrote down were the jokes that I did laugh at, which there's more than I expected looking at these.
A
But
lot more than I expected. Like I was running a counter for all the jokes I laughed at, but I just gave up at one point because there were too many.
there's good jokes in this movie.
There's too many good jokes.
My favorite. Okay, what's your favorite joke?
Let
If you had
me,
to pick, like, what comes to mind immediately? I ask you, favorite joke in Queer Duck the movie.
I'm looking through my notes real quick. I have one in mind, like, but I'm just looking
I
through.
have a
Okay,
pretty good idea of what mine is, but
okay,
also there's a lot of options.
okay. I have two. I like one that's a line and one that's like just background joke kind of, but not really.
Okay, what's your line?
My line is when openly Gator. First off, I'm just going to introduce the four characters, the
Oh,
four main
yes.
characters. We have Queer Duck, we have openly Gator, we have Oscar Wildcat, and we have Bipolar Bear. But yeah, and Queer Duck and openly Gator are in like a relationship. Queer Duck's non-committal. Anyway, uh, so my favorite line is near the start of the movie when openly Gator finds their apartment's a wreck, and it's just like
I think it's the same line I was made. Not my number one, but it's a good one.
busted tables, overturned chairs. This place is a wreck. And it's
And
just like
then
you
it's
see
a
the overturned chairs. And
there's
it's
just two Cher, the singer, just lying on top of each other. It's a good joke. That was one of the ones that I'm looking through, and I'm like, oh, I almost want to say that one, but I do have one that is like pure classic Simpsons joke, which is during the montage after uh, what's Jackie Hoffman's character's name?
Lola
Lola.
Buzzard.
Lola Bazard.
Bizarre,
Excuse me.
yes. Sorry.
After her one woman show is a hit, it like cuts to a
It's the
newspaper.
same one I had.
Yeah, it cuts to a newspaper and then it pans down to some other like sub headline that I don't remember what that one was. But then it cuts to another newspaper and it pans down to the second headline, which is smaller headline lacks joke.
That was my other one.
The two best jokes in the movie, scientifically proven, is great. It's great. Smaller
But yeah,
headline lacks joke.
yeah, there's
Perfect Sims. Like that is on par with Woody Allen Born as a great second headline sight gag.
man. Yeah, there's a lot of lines I wrote down, like some of them because I thought they were funny, some of them because I thought they were just so unfunny. Uh
Yes. Let's, you know what? This is an unorthodox episode here. Let's at first just go back and forth reading off good jokes from this movie.
okay, I won't ensure that they're good jokes, but I'll write off I'll
Yes.
put off lines I wrote down.
Okay. It's your turn next, then.
Okay. Jesus can cure every disease from homosexuality to Buddhism.
That's one of the ones I wrote down. It's very good. There's okay. I'm gonna follow that up then with a sequence that I did think was genuinely like pretty funny. Where so that line was said by one of those like conversion camp preachers on TV,
Voiced
and
by
so
the guy who voices Johnny Bravo. I mean, and it
right,
sounds
yeah,
like him.
it does, yeah. But so Queer Duck calls in and is like, "Oh, can you cure me? I have Tourette's." And then just like in between all of what he's saying, he's calling him like jerk, Nazi, bigot, all this stuff, which is like
Bad to
it's
pay.
it's yeah, it's a pretty good fuck you sequence that is like ableist, but it's utilized well enough that like he's it's for the it has its heart in the right place as a joke, which I thought that was fun. I thought, and if it was better executed, that would be a pretty solid sequence in something. And here it stands out as like, huh, remarkably restrained for Queer Duck the movie.
Yeah, it's like it's a joke that was probably a lot funnier in 2006.
Yes, yes,
Um, my turn. You've hardly touched your fifth drink.
yeah. I didn't even clock that one. That's good.
It was Oscar Wildcat says that to Queer Duck when he's having his crisis of sexuality.
Yes. My turn. Another Oscar Wildcat. He has the Shirley Temple memorabilia
Yes.
store or whatever.
Yeah, it's
And
a
he's just
store slash
yeah,
museum.
and he's listing off all the things he has, including the real Shirley Temple. And it cuts to her in like an oversized doll box, and she just goes, Mister, I can't breathe in here. Honest, I can't.
That one was good. I was going to
And
write that down.
it's like old lady Shirley Temple. They're not playing it up like here's a kid in here. It's like, Mister, I can't breathe in here. Honest, I can't. It's good. There's there's real I mean, I can't state it enough. There are good jokes in this bad movie.
Uh, one I do have is a conversation between Queer Duck and Lowell Bazard. Uh, you think you could love me? I mean, you do have a mustache, but I still need a beard.
That's good. That's good. Jackie Hoffman, delightful in this. Really, really great stuff. I don't think she did or has done. I think she's still active.
Oh yeah, she's still
Uh,
active.
I don't know if she's done all that much voice acting elsewhere, but she's really having a good time here. I was really taken by her performance in
She was in
particular.
Robots, apparently.
Who is she in Robots?
Water cooler, of
Sure.
course,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
iconic character.
The cast of Robots runs deep in some real weird ways.
She's
Uh,
also Dill Mom in the Dilbert animated sitcom.
so
She was in an episode of American Dad.
okay, I stand corrected. But even then, even still, she's good in this. Another one from her that I think is like the setup of the joke makes the punchline very obvious, but she sells it very well. When she's touring Queer Duck through her mansion and talking about all the esteemed guests they've had over the years, like Frank Sinatra Jr. and Sammy Davis Sr.
That was one I really
It's
liked.
like, as soon as you hear the setup there, like, oh, the joke is going to be Sammy Davis Sr., but she sells it really well. She does it's a good line reading from Jackie Hoffman.
hmm Um, I had one. There's a commercial that Queer Duck is watching, or I think it's Straight Duck at this point. Um,
Oh yeah.
it's wilder than Girls Gone Wild. It's Girls Gone Batshit. Watch naked girls rip off their skin.
Watch girls rip off their clothes, watch naked girls rip off their skin.
Yeah,
And then you see a bunch of nuns flashing a priest,
yeah.
stuff like that.
I that one caught me off guard. I liked it.
Yeah. Maybe my third favorite after the two that we scientifically proved
Proven we're the funniest
proven
shits.
were
Yeah.
the funniest. When Lola is talking about how Broadway's gone gay, and you see all the marquee signs for Guys and Dudes, The Queen and I, Oklahoma, and then My Fair Lady, and Queer Duck is like, wait, what? And then some guy puts up a sign and moves the Y up so it's My Fairy Lad. I thought that was
That was
the, I
like
mean,
that was a so bad it's good joke.
it is. It's like a fine. It like that managed to squeeze a laugh out of me. My fairy lad.
Um, I have one that's of course like going to appeal to me, which is when they do a little parody of A Christmas Carol at when
Yes.
Queer Duck goes back. You
That
there,
was
boy. What day is it? Why, it's October 11th, National Coming Out Day, sir. I need you to go to the sex shop and buy me the giant dildo in the window.
the one
The
as
one
big
as
as
big
the
as
one
me,
as big as
sir.
me, sir.
The very same.
I just even just it's October 11th, National Coming Out Day is
Yes.
really good. This is maybe a funny movie. It's not.
It's
It's
not a funny
not.
movie. I think
But
the main problem with this movie is that while some or a lot of the jokes are funny, it
a
doesn't
lot
have a
more aren't.
it doesn't have a good plot to back it up. It
Yeah.
it doesn't
No, it's
it's very clearly just a vehicle for gay jokes.
yeah, it meanders and it's yeah, what else? A few more that I have written down. Uh Flashback to Queer Duck talking about trying to come out to his parents and there was a lot of distance between him and his dad. And you see baby Queer Duck trying to talk to his dad and you just hear the Charlie Brown wah 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 wah. And then at the end of the scene the camera pulls out and his dad is just playing trumpet with a whatever you call the mute things you
Mhm.
put in the trumpet. And it's like I don't know. It's stupid, low-hanging fruit, obvious punchline, but it kind of worked.
And that is straight up a joke from The Simpsons as well.
Oh yeah, of course it is. But it's so it's funny on The Simpsons then.
Yeah.
Um,
And also another one that was just a joke from The Simpsons. Uh, uh, Openly Gator is like, I can't believe I hired a Liza Minnelli impersonator. I'm the real Liza, which another Simpsons joke that
yeah.
happens
And then,
season 5, episode 10.
oh yeah, I forgot you were cheaper. It's
Yes.
the punchline there. Is it Queer Duck or is it Bipolar Bear flashback to never being picked first for baseball?
That was
And
Bipolar Bear.
the two that do get picked are Little Stevie Wonder and Little Stephen Hawking. Again, like most of the good jokes in this are the ones that are just like, pop culture references. And also most of the bad jokes in this movie are pop culture references and celebrity parodies.
Uh,
Uh,
that joke you were pointing out, it feels kind of like a bad joke, but I did think it was funny when they pick Stevie Wonder and he just
he runs
runs
right into
into a
the tree.
tree.
Yeah.
It's like it's not funny, but I'm just like I'm a person who's easily charmed by slapstick, so just any person running into a tree is funny, but then it has to be Stevie Wonder, so maybe it's not as funny as it should be.
Yeah. The other nominees for the Tony alongside Lola Bizarre for Best One Woman Show category Hag, Ela-
Yes.
Elaine Stritch in I'm Not B. Arthur in I'm Not a Bear, Lola Bizarre in Still Not Dead, and Gwen Verdon in Still Dead. It's just a skeleton in a dress in the Tony audience.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh, I got so near the end of the movie when Queer Duck has all his money, uh what's his name? Oscar Wildcat gets his own like parody of Antiques Roadshow. Oh, and it's like somebody brings in, oh, I got this thing that
Oh yeah,
looks like
I would absolutely buy one of those.
I got this thing that looks like the girl from The Exorcist. Oh yes, it's a Linda Blair pepper mill. Her head turns around just like the movie. Rah, your father blows Nixon in hell.
Is good. It's good. Um, at this point, I am now running low on good jokes. So, I have maybe oversold how many good jokes there are in this 70-minute movie.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have run out.
a couple more that I have that are like the reason they're coming up now is because they're not as good as the other ones I did have. But uh, the what is it? The nautical themed place in Fairyland. The what is it called? The Salty Seaman, probably something
Yeah.
like that. Um, but Open the Gator has to go save Queer Duck, so he puts on a movie or a song or something. The Rectum of Edmund Fitzgerald, which is it's a good title for like that's absolutely something that they were like, we can't get away with this on The Simpsons, but he was sitting on that joke. He had that
Yeah.
joke ready for a gay porn parody. The Rectum of Edmund Fitzgerald is good. And then the last one that I have here, okay, this is one that like almost works as a joke, and it's like, blink and you miss it. I paused it to see what it was. But when it's again in the montage, maybe it's during a song, actually, but of Lola talking about she's on Hollywood Squares. And you see, first of all, the bottom three squares just don't even have celebrity parody names. They ran out. But it's Lola Bizarre. And then the other five, four of them are parodies of queer celebrities. You have Truman Coyote, you have Lily Tomcat, you have Ricky Marlin, and then you have Jim J. Bullfrog, who is Jim J. Bullock is the voice of Queer Duck. And then the other one they have is Kangaroo Reeves. Kangaroo, like,
Oh,
is it?
I what I would so that's a joke that they have in fucking in the
Oh,
TV
is
show.
that it's from the show? It's from the web series?
Yeah,
Okay.
because like I was going to ask you like if you were to make a pun uh on Keanu Reeves' name and but make it so that he's an animal and also gay, what would you do it? And it was Keangaroo Raves.
Oh, that's. I mean, the one that they didn't even go that far. It just says Kangaroo Reeves, which is in and of itself a pretty big stretch. Maybe it said Raves. I'm not gonna check. I'm not gonna go back and check. But uh, yeah.
Which it was just so bad I had to write that. Like when I was watching the series, I told you about this. I was writing down like every single line that was either funny or just made me go, as a, which there's a lot of bad stuff in this show. Like
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
like I think this is a good point for me to just kind of go through this and just point out like the the worst offenders, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
let's get into it
Queer
'cause
Duck the series.
that was our positive thoughts on Queer Duck the movie, and Queer Duck in general. So let's do the rest of it.
So in the first episode of Queer Duck the series, uh Queer Duck comes out to his mom, and immediately she kills herself by sticking her head in the oven. And when discovering this, Queer Duck says, "Well, all I can say is well done." And it ends.
Oh boy. Wait, that's the end of the episode?
That's the end of the episode. Like
Holy
there
shit.
was more before that, but that was the main
Okay.
point of it. Like it was National Coming Out Day, and Queer Duck was coming out to everybody, and everybody else just knew already. Anyway, uh,
Yikes.
episode two. First, I have to preface that. So in Queer Duck the movie, Queer Duck has a sister that's a lesbian, but in the TV show, later he has a sister, but at the start of it, he just had a like a macho brother who has a son, and in the second episode, he's taking care of his nephew, and it's just like he wants to put on a movie for him, and he lists off Yentl, Funny Girl, Funny Lady, Yentl the director's cut, and then the nephew's like excitedly shouts Pokemon and puts in that, but the tape is actually Pokeman. It's a gay porn, of course. And nephew's
Yeah.
like, "What are those men doing?" And Queer Duck says, "They're inflating each other. We should turn this off in just a minute." And then he turns it off, and the nephew's just like, "Hey, why'd you turn it off? I wanted to see that." But and then openly Gator roofies the nephew, so he falls asleep.
Yikes.
Yep,
Bad. That's the second episode out of what, 20?
that's the second of 20. Uh,
Do we have to go through the rest?
I'm just doing the biggest ones. Like I'm skipping a
Yeah.
few things. So throughout the TV show, Dr. Laura is like Queer Duck's enemy instead of like the preacher we see in the movie. And there's multiple like he's like prank calling. Like if Queer Duck was Bart Simpson, Dr. Laura is Mo. Anyway, one day after Queer Duck prank calls Dr. Laura, she comes and tries to kill him. Uh, he's running away. He goes into a gay bar. She follows him in there. Um, and she goes into the bathroom. She looks into a glory hole, and something gets in her eye.
Yeah. Huh.
And when she finally finds Queer Duck, he says, "Dr. Laura, you haven't had a single drink yet. You're already cockeyed." Get it? And the God, I don't want to say these jokes, but I have to because I need people to know what I've had to sit through. Uh, in one episode, Oscar Wildcat says, "What a great day! I feel like a young boy." Bipolar Bear responds, "But there's never one around when you want one."
Which is also in the movie.
Oh, was that in the movie? I
It's near the end of the movie. Yeah.
might have been writing something down when that happened. That not a good joke.
Nope.
Um,
Not at all.
let's see. Like just the character name HIV Possum, who is dead. Like they go to his
Oh
funeral in the
God.
show, and
Oh God.
there's a whole line I didn't even write down because I was just so offended by it about how he died. Hmm.
I believe it, and I don't want to hear
Yep. Um, and there's like less offensive jokes that are just lazy. Like I heard the original title of Ben Hur was Ben Gay. Boo.
it.
Um, this is less a joke that was unfunny at the time and more just kind of aged poorly. Queer Duck, is there anyone you don't think is gay? Kevin Spacey. He said he's straight and I believe him, and everyone laughs.
Ha. Oh. Yikes.
Um, maybe the worst episode of Queer Duck is the one where the Klan attacks him.
Oh no.
Um, so it's like they throw a Molotov cocktail into his house, and the Klan member yells in, "What are you doing in there, Queer Duck? Something queer?" Which unfortunately did make me laugh. Just
That's okay. Okay, that's kind of funny.
but
That's almost something.
but then it's just like, yeah, your son's giving me a lap dance is what Queer Duck shouts back, and then he goes out there dressed in like his bed sheets, like pretending to be a clan member, and then he uncovers one of the clan members, and it's Jerry Falwell, and Queer Duck kisses him, and then the clan kills both of them, and then they both go to gay heaven. That is the
Sure.
that is the worst episode.
Sure. Uh,
Uh,
okay.
let's see. Oh, also, I'm I don't think this was in Queer Duck the movie, but I'm surprised it wasn't. Because hey, you remember like 2 weeks ago when we were talking, or maybe it was last week, I forget. Remember when we were talking about Marcia Gay Harden and you made the joke, Marcia makes this Gay Harden?
Yeah,
Well, Oscar Wildcat at the Oscars says Marcia doesn't make this Gay Harden. So
there you
you were
go.
beaten by at least 19 years on that one.
I'm sure I was.
But
I did not purport to be the originator of that joke. It's right there.
I know,
But yeah.
and the fact that Queer Duck is making it make means somebody else has definitely done it before.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure that's not original to that.
Um, also,
Speaking of things, oh, just real quick, looking
oh,
at
go
my
ahead.
notes. Speaking of things not original to Queer Duck, gay cartoon characters that sound like Paul Lynde and Harvey Firestein, I'm sure.
Yeah, that
How
not
original.
not good parody characters.
No,
Though I do like
yeah.
Oscar Wildcat.
Yeah, Oscar Wildcat is fun. That's just Maurice LaMarche doing his Maurice LaMarche thing.
Um, the one time I actually laughed during watching the show was again there's the episode where the Queer Duck again goes to the Oscars, and they have Sean Connery introducing Randy Newman, who's playing his Oscar-nominated song. This one sounds like all the others.
That's good. Yeah.
Just a very blatant, like so in your face. It's like you can't not laugh at it.
No, that's fun.
But going back to like not funny jokes, they have like three different jokes that are like this one throughout the series. Um, when Queer Duck and the gang get a radio show, Queer Duck says it's like Frasier with a gay cast. I'd say Frasier is like Frasier with a gay cast. Eh,
Yeah.
they make that same joke like three different times.
I feel
It's
like they made a joke like that in the movie, but I can't even remember what
probably
it would
I
have been in reference to. Like,
um
yeah.
At one point, Openly Gator kills Dr. Laura with a bucket of water, and a munchkin comes out and says, "You iced the bitch, I have no doubt. So now gay munchkins can come out."
Sure.
I like that one a little bit. Um, there's an entire episode that's a parody of Winnie the Pooh, starring Bipolar Bear. He gets stuck in the hole that leads into Oscar Wildcat's house and proceeds to get fucked by everybody. It ends with
God.
it ends with all in all, this is a pretty typical weekend for me.
Sure.
Uh, One episode is just a song called Santa Claus is Gay and That's Okay. It was the Christmas special, of course.
That makes sense on account of Santa Claus being there.
Um, and then the final episode, they're at Mardi Gras. They have a drink called a hurricane. Drink two when you're blowing your way through Miami. Um, and then the
Ish.
the very last shot slash
Oh,
joke.
wait. Okay. Sorry. I, I, I forgot the timeline on this. I was thinking because the movie was 2006, but the show was 2000 to 2002. So that's not a Hurricane Katrina joke. Okay.
Yeah, the show was
Okay.
before that.
Yes. I was just
It's
like,
just that the region
I
gets hurricanes,
yes, but not the one that would happen a couple years later. That was,
not the big one now.
yes. Okay. Okay. That's better. Not good, but better.
And then the last joke of the series is Queer Duck getting so drunk that he sleeps with a woman.
Hey, that's the plot of the movie almost.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah, the plot of this movie. Queer Duck is fed up with being discriminated against. So he decides to try being straight, kind of. This causes strife between him and his partner, Openly Gator. He ends up meeting Lola Bizarre, as we've talked about, this aging Broadway actress who they shack up. Meanwhile, the is he a reverend preacher, whatever, Vandergelding, who's this horse homophobe, keeps trying to convert Queer Duck, and it's not working. Queer Duck gets married to Lola after being turned straight with potion, I guess. They have sex. It's so good that she dies. Um, More movie happens. He gets turned straight again, or turned gay again. And she leaves him a bunch of money, and then he buys a bunch of stuff for his friends, and then the horse gets him one last time, but the horse well, he broke out of jail because he went to jail after confessing to drugging his patients to turn them straight. And there's other stuff. Movie ends, whatever,
Yeah, like
whatever.
the thing with this movie is that you have this whole plot and it ends,
Do you though?
but then it keeps going.
Yes, this is a real Return of the King situation with all of the many, many endings. Which I mean, I was texting you as I was finishing up, quote unquote, that like this doesn't feel like a 72-minute movie. Am I watching a weird extended cut? Is this long? Like, because it felt like I had been watching for so long and it just was not fucking ending. But it did end, and
Yeah,
yeah,
like I don't understand why it didn't just end with Queer Duck like getting the money, going back to being gay, and it's just like but no, it's like you have to have all the shit with them at the theme park, and then the horse guy breaking out of jail, and it's just like you're just trying your best to get to that 1 hour mark, and
yeah,
you're just wasting all of our time here.
yeah. What do you think of the songs? You're the musical theater person. Talk to me about the songs in this.
So I did appreciate that they were all like, or I think most of them were just like very clear like parodies of different things. Like I kind of like the opening one that was kind of Circle of Life, kind of telephone song
Yeah,
from Bye Bye Birdie, um
Gay Day in Happy Land
Gay Day and
is
Happy Land.
that one. Yeah.
Um that one was fine. I did like Lolo Bizarre's I'm Still Not Dead, a clear parody of I'm Still Here, which you didn't know.
Yes, I
Uh
liked the one that she and Queer Duck do in the hospital.
oh
Smile, you
yes.
bastard, smile.
Yeah,
That one's fun.
which is a parody of Put on a Happy Face. I
Yeah.
did like that one as
Which
well.
again, Jackie Hoffman really fucking selling it. Really just like giving her all in this movie. Like good, genuinely a very good vocal performance from her.
Yeah,
She's very funny.
she's having great time. Um, there was also a song that is sung by I forget what her name was, but the woman that Oscar Wildcat falls in love with in the past.
Yes,
Uh,
Regina, who it turns out at the end was a drag queen, voiced by Andy Dick.
yeah,
The song "Shangalang," which is a
Shangalang, he's banging on his wang
yeah, it's
about
like a
masturbation.
yes, it's a like a '60s like girl group about I was in love with this guy, but he jerked off too much and we couldn't have sex because of it, which is it's okay. It's a good thing. But like watching it, I was like, this is very clearly pitched up. And then I checked the cast, like, oh, this is Andy Dick singing and pitched up to sound like this, and the voice is bad.
hmm
It's annoying.
Um, but yeah, I can't remember if there were more songs
There
outside
are
of the.
there are two more, one of them being my favorite. The last one is Baseball is Gay, which is the
Yes,
YMCA parody about how baseball is gay.
I
But
didn't care for that one.
no, my favorite though, my favorite song after Queer Duck turns gay again, and he's talking about what he's gonna do now that he's gay. Sex with the animals.
Oh yes,
The Dr. Dolittle talk with the animal, which
Oh my
is
God.
it's good. It's stupid. It's a lot of just like, I could cheat with a cheetah. I could even suck a cockatoo. Stuff. It's just that. It's just sex puns with animals. But just the premise of doing a Dr. Dolittle parody sex with the animals is pretty funny. I
My
have
my
to admit.
my main thought with that song was just like imagine not knowing what movie this song was from and just hearing it.
Yes, just hearing it in isolation, a song about all the animals you're gonna have sex with. Ah,
But yeah, I did think that one was funny. I think my favorite is still I'm Still Not Dead.
yeah,
But I
like the
the
Jackie
songs aren't
Hoffman
bad.
ones are great. I'm Still Not Dead does have one of a line in there that I wrote down because it's just about like I'm this old, I've done all this shit, and I'm still not dead. And one of the things she mentioned is I even dated Robert Blake.
Yeah.
And she holds up a little tiny Robert Blake cartoon, which yeah, the celebrity parodies in this. Uh
So
Very.
I'm going to see. So the real trick to this is if the celebrity is voiced by themselves, it's funny. If the
There
celebrity is voiced by someone else, it's not funny.
and there are two voiced by themselves, and it's Conan O'Brien, who's there in a running bit that Openly
Openly
Gator
Gator.
is just like because he works at a restaurant and Conan is there as a client and Gator just like berates him over his own frustrations and just takes it all out on Conan, who's just like, wanting to be served his dinner. And then Bruce Valanche, who is Lola's writer, just like every so often when she has a good joke, it'll cut to Bruce Valanche at just like a pop-up desk with a typewriter writing her jokes for her. There's one point where he gets the Bruce signal and goes, "The Bruce signal. Whoopi must need a joke. Comedy calls," and he like jumps through the skylight like a superhero.
It's so good.
It's a good bit. It's a good joke. But other than that, Michael Jackson, bad,
Bad jokes.
very bad.
Like the most tired and evil jokes you could write about Michael
And
Jackson.
like pretty forced too. Like there's one it's like it's a long walk to get to this joke where they're talking about because he's there at the wedding talking to Queer Duck's parents and they're talking about like what it was like to raise him as a kid. And then like Queer Duck's mom like asks, "Have you ever reared any children?" Which is one, it's a bad way to set that up because that's not anything. But then just like it goes into a very tight close up on him and he goes, "I have not ever been convicted," or something like that.
Yeah.
It's stupid. But yeah, a lot of bad Michael Jackson. Rosie O'Donnell, who's just like a little puppet with a huge head who eats a lot.
I I g-
Sure.
I gotta say I do like her character design. Like
It's a funny design for like why is that your parody of Rosie O'Donnell? Like,
like it
I don't know.
the thing is it is like very clearly Rosie O'Donnell without being too like
Yeah.
exaggerated, I think, and at least in the just the design point. But then
Yeah.
it's just like every single joke is just Rosie O'Donnell is fat. Haha.
Yes. Uh, to further hit the point of all the celebrity parodies, how far into the credits did you watch this?
I turned it off immediately as the credits started rolling.
Okay, well, so first off, you did miss when it goes through the cast members, it gets a lot of them in the studio, reading mostly cut lines.
Oh,
Uh, but you get that for most of the main cast. But then also there's a title card that I'm just going to read in full. Deep breath. Cher, Stevie Wonder, Stephen Hawking, Shirley Temple, Rupert Everett, Daniel Day-Lewis, Beauty and the Beast's cookware, Famous Ray, Jay Leno, John Lovitz, Robert Blake, Jennifer Lopez, Bjork, Joan Rivers, The Corpse of Coco Chanel, Rosie O'Donnell, Rosie O'Donnell's Head, Elaine Stritch, B. Arthur, Gwen Verdon, Jesus Christ, Gilbert and Sullivan, Bob Dylan, Stanley Kubrick, Richard and Pat Nixon, Michael Jackson, Bubbles, Elizabeth Taylor, Carrot Top, Dr. Laura, Cameron Diaz, Cameron Manheim, Sister Wendy, the Houston Astros, Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli, the cast of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy (your 15 minutes are up), Emilio Estevez, Linda Blair, Liberace, David Sedaris, The Village People, Dick Cheney, Rock Hudson, and Louis Armstrong did not authorize the use of their names or contribute any performances to this motion picture. Even Robert Goulet turned us down.
nice.
Which just like that, it speaks to how much of the jokes in this are just like, you know, about celebrity stuff. Some of those I don't remember a Stanley Kubrick thing at all.
Nope, neither do I.
Most of the others, like Emilio Estevez is just like in the chimney when the chimney sweep song I did like where they're like sing one of your chimney sweep songs and he goes, "I haven't got any, sir." Like, well, make one up. And it's like, "My job sucks. I'm gonna die young. This is terrible. I'm inhaling all this soot, all this." I thought that
Yeah.
was a fun little like reversal there. But then they pull out Emilio Estevez because they say like this chimney hasn't been cleaned in 10 years, and they pull out Emilio Estevez, and Queer Duck just goes, "That's where he's been." That's not a joke. That's nothing. I don't know what like. I guess Emilio Estevez like That's nothing.
It's not a joke.
No. But like a lot of those aren't even like, they show up in the movie as a character. There's a point where it's just like at Fairyland at the amusement park, there's a sign that says must be this gay to ride, and it's just a picture of Liberace. Like,
Another joke from the
uh,
show.
it makes sense. But yeah, there's just it's that was a long list of names. Oh, the Jennifer Lopez one. That was the other sub headline on the newspaper was Jennifer Lopez renews contract with the devil.
That was a good one, yeah.
I don't remember a John Lovitz joke at
Doing
all.
I don't either.
Oh, Jesus Christ is it's a little crucifix doll that the preacher has. This tiny Jesus as voiced by David Duchovny, who did have another one of my laughs where after the blimp goes down, it just cuts to the Jesus doll like in a parachute or whatever, and he just goes, "Hey, I'm Jesus," or whatever. I don't like it was no, it was more like, "Hey, I'm Jesus." Just whatever, stupid. I don't know. Bad movie.
It's 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 not good, but I'm going to remember this.
Yeah, not it. This is not the worst we've done. This is it's enough of a curiosity that I would almost recommend it to people.
And so it's like I'm looking at my list and it's like it's very funny how it's like I'm hovering it around Liz and Dick,
Yeah.
which feels like the
Oh
two
yeah,
main themes of this movie.
Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, one of the other recurring celebrity quote unquote cameos. Uh
Yeah. And Andy Dick. That's what
oh
the title's about. Or
yes, yeah.
penis, whichever you prefer.
It's one of the two. Um yeah, this is near the bottom for me, but not the worst. Although, I don't know, I might move it down below some of the things I have it above here, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Like it's it is definitely a movie that you can watch if you want to watch something bad. It fits that hole very nicely. Pun intended. Uh, but yeah, it like if you are gay or any letter of the alphabet and you want to watch something from 2006 that I guess is probably well-meaning but does not hit the target, uh,
there are
it's a
worse
fun
things
time.
to watch.
It's a fun thing to
There are
laugh at.
worse things of this. It is for a thing called Queer Duck from 2006, written by ostensibly a straight man. I think Mike Rice.
Everybody in involved with this is straight except for the person voicing Queer Duck and RuPaul who sings the theme song.
Yeah. And like for that, remarkably not the worst it could have been. I was bracing for some of the jokes to be much worse than they ended up being on that front in terms of like how well they've aged. And a lot of them have aged poorly as well. But like it's not nearly as bad with that as I was maybe thinking it would be. So
It's definitely trying. Like it wants to be a movie for gay people, but
gay people,
gay people.
people.
I became Bjork for a second. Um,
Yes.
I'm wearing Coco Chanel.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Joan Rivers stuff in that scene also that like her skin starts falling off because of the surgeries and
mhm.
she's not actually there interviewing anyone for any TV show.
She's
She
just
doesn't
holding
even
an
have
ice
a
cream scope.
it's an ice cream cone. It's not even a microphone.
But
Uh
yeah, it's definitely like a well-meaning liberal uh wanting to go and make a movie about gay people that's funny and make jokes for gay people, but it's clear he doesn't really know any gay people, but is trying his best, and a lot of the jokes end up bad because of it. But it's certainly trying. It's not a bad movie, but
it is.
it's just a regular bad movie. It's uh,
It could have been worse. And it also could have been a lot better.
The thing is, it's like it's a bad movie, but for some reason I want to defend it, even though I did
Oh,
not have a good time.
yeah, same here. I came into this like I mean, we were texting beforehand and I was telling you like I'm laughing more than I thought I would. I was ready to come in here like playing not like only semi-ironic devil's advocate of like there's some good stuff in this movie. I mean, go back and listen to the first like 10, 15 minutes here there where we read off a good handful of funny parts to this movie. Like there is charm here. Reboot Queer Duck, but like
Don't
better.
do that.
Like
It
better,
we
but
just
like
need to keep this as the time capsule it is.
yes. No. New Queer Duck.
We don't need new Queer Duck. I
We
think
do. We do,
no, what we
actually.
need is a spin-off about Oscar Wildcat.
Yeah. That like that no. For yeah, I'm just gonna make some noises. There's Bebop and Scat here. As if it is, yeah. Um,
What if I just
no,
ended the episode there?
no.
Just like
Um,
us making random noises.
no, we're still talking a little bit
Yeah, we
more.
still have maybe a few things to talk about. I don't know.
I don't have much more to say, but I don't want to just end it there. But yeah, no, I would actually watch an Oscar Wildcat thing. Like calling for a reboot of Queer Duck was a joke. Calling for a spin-off about Oscar Wildcat, not a joke. Make it happen.
And also, I do want to just talk a little bit about our the Brian Dennehy's because I am definitely nominating Openly Gator for Guy Who Deserved Better. Uh,
Yeah,
he,
poor Openly Gator.
which this was another thing I wanted to mention about the series. Queer Duck is so awful in the series. Like he openly just does not give a shit about um Openly Gator. Like there's a scene I didn't mention this, I don't think, but there's a scene when they're on a plane that's crashing because Dr. Laura was on the wing and she took out the stuff or whatever. Haha, funny. It's a Twilight Zone thing. Anyway, as they're about to crash, um Openly Gator's like, if we survive this, will you marry me, Queer Duck? Like genuinely, he's like trying, but then it's like Queer Duck is like, he assumes they're gonna die, so he's just like, sure, but then, of course, they survive, and so then like Queer Duck is just like, I have to marry him now. Oh, and then at the wedding, it's just like in their vows, he's just like I will take no one else unless you're out for a week, it's like he goes on this long list of like times he's going to cheat on Openly Gator, and it's like it does its whole like it goes to night, then it goes back to morning, and he's still listing things. It's just like this isn't funny. It's just Queer Duck's an awful person,
An awful duck,
an awful
some
duck,
might
yeah,
say.
an awful
No,
duck.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Who
that
who's who is worse, uh, BoJack Horseman or Queer Duck?
I've not actually watched BoJack Horseman,
Neither have I.
but
I just know he's awful.
I do have to imagine it's BoJack Horseman. From some of the many things I know about that character being awful.
I
Uh,
know very little. I just know he is like mentally ill.
yeah. No, you want the good version of Queer Duck, by which I mean not really in any way related to Queer Duck, other than the fact that it's about a bird, and is a web comic. Swan Boy, Branson Reese's Swan Boy, very good comic. I watched some of the episodes of the TV show that they did, which was similarly, short form animation about a bird guy. Really, in no way at all related to Queer
Yeah,
Duck.
like
I just, I just want to bring up Swan Boy
you
because
just
Swan Boy
want to talk about
rules.
Swan Boy.
Yeah, Swan Boy rules. Go read Swan Boy.
Swan Boy's good.
Swan Boy's great.
Just good. I'm kidding. I don't know. I've seen a few of the comics, but I haven't like followed it or anything.
I think you would like Swan Boy. I think if you were to I think you would get lost in a Swan Boy rabbit hole.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe.
It,
Anyway,
Uh, I also say it's like I was going to put one of these lines down for best line or lie reading, but I honestly like I I
not
don't
worth
think
it.
yeah, it's just like I don't think like there's good jokes here, but I don't think they're worth best line or line reading. They're just
Yeah.
they just exist.
Yeah. I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we've
it.
talked thoroughly about Queer Duck the movie. Uh,
Uh come back next week when we talk about
Oh,
the
yes.
positively true adventures of the alleged Texas cheerleader murdering mom,
Yes, please.
which is going to be fun, I hope.
It
Probably
is.
will.
I hope. Also, yes. I also have not seen it yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
Next week's
Uh,
that.
exactly. Uh,
Yeah.